love the Eagles as much as we do, then hit that subscribe button and stick with us at Eagles Nest News for all the drama, updates, and hype all season long. The buzz around the Eagles facility has taken a turn that nobody saw coming, and every insider, every fan, every analyst is trying to wrap their head around it. Out of nowhere, this ripple turned into a wave when Saquon Barkley dropped a line that hit the locker room like thunder. If he comes back, I'm out of the Eagles. That's the kind of phrase that doesn't just float in the air, it detonates. And right now, nobody is entirely sure who he is, but the whispers, the side glances, and the murmurs are louder than ever. From players leaving cryptic emojis on social media to reporters pacing the hallways like they're waiting for a secret door to open, the tension is palpable. It feels like we're all watching a pot that's about to boil over, and even people who usually brush off rumors are paying attention, because this one has that smell, that thick, electric energy that tells you something big is brewing. And when Barkley makes a statement like that, you know it's not accidental. You know it's not random. You know someone, somewhere, pushed the wrong button. As the story spreads, the rumor mill has gone into full factory mode, producing more theories than anyone can track. Some people swear they saw a certain former player near the training facility, someone known for stirring up the locker room atmosphere the way a storm stirs up the ocean. Others insist it's about a coach, maybe someone Barkley clashed with before, someone whose style, attitude, or decisions rubbed him in all the wrong ways. Then there are the fans digging through old interviews, searching for subtext like internet detectives on a mission. And honestly, the way this blew up feels almost cinematic, like a cliffhanger at the end of an episode where the camera zooms in on Barkley's face right after he drops that bombshell. The energy around the Eagles isn't just nervous, it's restless. People keep waiting for an official statement, but silence is fueling the suspense. Every hour that passes without clarification makes the rumor heavier, like everyone's holding their breath at the same time. Inside the locker room, you can practically sense the swirling uncertainty. Players pretending nothing is happening are doing a terrible job at hiding the tension. You've got veterans sitting quietly at their lockers, staring into space like they're replaying conversations from months ago, trying to figure out which fracture created this crack. You've got rookies whispering like they're in school gossiping about a surprise substitute teacher. And you got coaches walking by with that tight smile that says, "Please don't ask me anything right now." It's the kind of vibe where every time someone enters the room, everybody glances up just to make sure it isn't the mysterious he that Barkley is referring to. And the wild part? Barkley isn't backing down. Even people who tried to approach him reportedly walked away with more questions than answers. Whatever this is, whoever this is about, Barkley is drawing a line so bold you can see it from space. While fans are debating online like it's a courtroom drama, analysts on talk shows are trying to decode every syllable of Barkley's comment. Some believe it's strategic, maybe a way to influence front office decisions, a subtle but powerful attempt to shape the roster in a direction he believes is necessary. Others think it's emotional, a reaction based on past friction, unresolved tension, or a clash of personalities that never got patched up. The truth is, players rarely speak that bluntly unless something has been simmering for a long time. It's like a volcano that finally lets out a puff of smoke before the big eruption. When a star comes forward with a statement so sharp it slices through the season's hopeful energy, you know the story is deeper than what's being said publicly. And fans, let's be real, love this kind of mystery. It gives them something to argue about in comment sections, something to rant about in videos, something to analyze frame by frame like it's a leaked movie trailer. And here's the thing. For every rumor that points in one direction, there's another rumor pointing in the opposite one. Some former players have chimed in cryptically online, dropping vague messages like "some things never change" or "here we go again," which only adds more fuel to the wildfire. You can almost hear the Eagles' front office scrambling behind the scenes, try to put out a blaze before it becomes uncontrollable. The question everyone keeps asking is whether the organization already knew this tension existed. Was this a surprise to them? Or was it a problem they hoped would fade on its own? Because now it's on the public stage, bright as the stadium lights, and Barkley made sure his voice couldn't be ignored. Whether this ends in reconciliation or in a dramatic roster move, something is clearly shifting beneath the surface. And if you think the fan base is calm, you're living on another planet. Eagles fans don't do calm. They do passion, intensity, devotion. And when a franchise star hints at a possible exit, that passion turns into an earthquake. Some fans are furious at the mystery of it all, demanding transparency. Others are pleading for the team to fix whatever this is before things spiral. And then you have the conspiracy theorists who think Barkley is orchestrating something much bigger, something tied to long-term plans or contract dynamics. It's chaos in the comments, chaos on podcasts, chaos in the group chats. And the craziest part? We still don't know who he is. But the one thing everyone agrees on is that Barkley's words weren't random. That statement was a warning shot, and the entire sports world heard it loud and clear. The second wave of this story hit like a surge, as if the first shock wasn't enough to keep everyone busy. The moment the phrase, "if he comes back, I'm out," began circulating, the atmosphere around the Eagles shifted from complicated to combustible. Reporters hovered outside the facility like bees around a hive, hoping someone, anyone, would slip up and give them a clue. Players kept their heads down, but the tension was impossible to hide. It was in the stiff body language, the careful silence, the way conversations abruptly stopped whenever someone approached. It's like the entire team is living in a suspense movie where the villain's identity hasn't been revealed yet. Fans desperately want to know what triggered Barkley that strongly, because a declaration like that doesn't come from a minor disagreement. It comes from something deeper, something that touches pride, trust, or both. Rumblings suggest this goes beyond simple personality conflict. This feels like unfinished business. People who have followed Barkley's career closely insist that he doesn't make dramatic statements lightly. He's been on rosters full of strong personalities, he's faced adversity, he's adapted to pressure. So for him to issue a public ultimatum, it must involve someone whose presence disrupts something fundamental for him. Even former teammates from previous teams have subtly hinted that Barkley carries long memories when it comes to betrayal or disrespect. And that's why the speculation is spiraling. Some believe this other individual might be someone with a history of friction with Barkley. Others think it could be someone with a powerful influence over team dynamics, someone who could shift the hierarchy within a locker room. And the more the team stays silent, the more the theories multiply. Inside the facility, time feels like it's moving both too slow and too fast. Every hour that passes without an official comment makes the situation feel more serious. Every whisper that slips out adds another piece to the puzzle, but the pieces don't fit together yet. One staff member reportedly said the mood feels like walking on glass, which tells you everything you need to know. Even the smallest interactions are being scrutinized. Did Barkley skip a meeting on purpose? Was that side glance from an assistant coach meaningful? Why did a certain player unfollow another one on social media? These are the signs fans obsess over, but this time, even analysts are paying attention. They know that when a star like Barkley publicly draws a line, there's no guarantee he's bluffing. If anything, his tone suggested this wasn't a heat-of-the-moment outburst. It was a decision years in the making. And then there's the rumor about a potential return of a figure who once had a thunderstorm reputation in the locker room. Someone who commanded attention the moment they walked in. Someone who created division as naturally as breathing. The idea that this person might be coming back has rattled the foundation of the Eagles community. If Barkley's comment was indeed directed at this individual, the situation becomes even more explosive. It becomes a question of loyalty, of chemistry, of whether old wounds can heal or if they're destined to reopen with sharper edges. Fans who've been around long enough remember the drama, remember the tension, remember how this figure's presence seemed to overshadow the collective identity of the team. And if Barkley truly fears that history repeating itself could derail the team's unity, his statement suddenly makes more sense. It turns from a threat into a warning. Meanwhile, sports talk shows are treating this saga like a season finale. Hosts are practically pacing on screen, raising eyebrows, gesturing wildly, analyzing every possible angle. They've pulled up old footage, old interviews, old sideline reactions, try to connect dots like detectives with a chaotic crime board. Some analysts believe Barkley's stance is a strategic power play, not malicious but bold. A way to protect the environment he believes is necessary for success. Others think it's emotional, rooted in scars from past conflicts. But one thing is universal. Everyone agrees the Eagles have a decision to make. A major one, and they have to make it soon, because uncertainty spreads through a team like wildfire. And if players start choosing sides, or even thinking about choosing sides, things can unravel quicker than anyone expects. And through all this noise, one truth rises. Whatever is happening behind the scenes is serious enough for Barkley to risk public scrutiny. Stars don't issue ultimatums without knowing the consequences. He had to know this would explode online, that every reporter would swarm the story, that the team would face pressure from fans and media alike. Yet he said it anyway. That means his stance is firm. And the Eagles? They're stuck in the middle of a storm they didn't publicly acknowledge, trying to hold things together while the world watches. Whether this ends with reconciliation, separation, or a shocking twist nobody predicted, one thing is crystal clear. This isn't just a rumor anymore. It's a turning point. The second part of this whole situation is spiraling into something far beyond a simple locker room disagreement, because now people close to the team are starting to whisper about ripple effects that could shake the entire organization. It's the kind of tension that doesn't stay contained. It spreads like a nervous vibration through every hallway, every meeting room, every conversation spoken in half sentences and coded gestures. You can practically feel the coaching staff tightening up every time Barkley walks by. Not because he's confrontational, but because his words lit a fuse that hasn't stopped burning. And what's wild is that some insiders claim the team knew that bringing this mysterious figure back could cause trouble, but maybe they underestimated just how far Barkley was willing to take his stance. When a star player publicly draws a line, that line turns into a spotlight, and now the Eagles are front and center in a drama that seems to deepen every single day. The tension isn't explosive yet, but the air feels thick, like everyone's holding their breath, waiting for someone to blink first. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The fan base, of course, is making everything bigger, louder, more dramatic, because that's what passionate fans do when they sense something stormy happening beneath the surface. Social media feels like a digital battleground where theories collide, where people insist they know exactly who Barkley meant, while others claim the whole thing is misunderstood. But the intensity shows just how much Barkley means to this community. Supporters who once prided themselves on being unshakable are suddenly begging the team not to let this turn into a full-blown disaster. Some fans believe Barkley is protecting the chemistry that the team worked so hard to build. Others think it's a personal feud resurfacing at the worst time. And then there are those who believe the front office is purposely staying quiet to see which way public sentiment leans, almost like they're using the fan reaction as a compass before making their next move. No matter what angle you look at, it's clear the situation has captured everyone's full attention, and the silence from the team only magnifies the suspense. Meanwhile, in the locker room, everyone seems to be walking a tightrope between pretending everything is normal and anxiously waiting for someone to break the tension. You've got players trying to keep the atmosphere light, cracking jokes louder than usual, hoping to drown out the discomfort. But beneath the laughter is a stiffness, a subtle awareness that something is brewing that no one wants to discuss out loud. Some veterans are taking the diplomatic route, focusing on preparation and routine, while others keep glancing over their shoulders like they're expecting news at any moment. And young players? They're caught in the middle, unsure whether to align with the established leaders or stay neutral until the dust settles. One thing's for sure, the balance inside that building has shifted. Even trainers and staff members reportedly feel the tension, as if a storm cloud is parked above the facility, refusing to move. Barkley's presence is as sharp as ever, but it's the invisible weight of his statement that keeps everyone on edge. Adding fuel to the fire are the cryptic online reactions from people who aren't even on the roster anymore. Former teammates, journalists, retired players, everyone seems to have something vague but dramatic to say. It's the kind of online behavior that makes the rumor feel even more real than it already is. And every time a new comment pops up, fans swarm at looking for clues, like investigators analyzing a message from a secret informant. Some of these posts hint at old wounds that never fully healed, subtle reminders that certain personalities simply don't mix, no matter how many years pass. The more these hints surface, the more people believe Barkley is drawing from a long history rather than reacting to a single moment. And if that's true, it means the Eagles are stuck between two powerful forces: loyalty to a player who's become a cornerstone and the possibility of welcoming back someone who could reshape the entire dynamic. It's a delicate balance. One wrong move away from chaos. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.